Oh, it's me. It's DDP Diamond Dallas Page.
This is Rachel Ellering, the queen of strong smile.
I'm Eric Bischoff.
Live events, all right? When the WWE comes on the holiday tour, when they come to Ireland.
Or Davey Boy without hair braids.
As a fan with braids, as his daughter without braids.
And you
Are watching
WrestleSlam.
WrestleSlam.
WrestleSlam. That's a good thing. Bang!
How are you keeping? It's been a crazy couple of months, but how are you keeping? How's things?
Excellent. Unstoppable. As a matter of fact, me and my girlfriend Paige, my girlfriend's first name is Paige, and her last name is McMahon. No relation. But we're actually going to Medellin in Colombia on Saturday because I'm going to get stem cells everywhere. They're a company called BioAccelerator, and they're giving me stem cells. I can get them in my knees and my shoulders here in the States, but as far as your back, your neck, hips, all that, and I'm getting it all done. I'm getting the whole overhaul. See what comes out like.
It sounds like a game. It sounds like a game changer. This could be something that will really help a lot of people.
You know, the company that's bringing us out there, Kevin Nash. I look to Kevin. We've been best friends for almost 30 years now. We've been best friends, and he's the only guy who's aged incredibly gracefully like myself. I'm 3 years older than him, but he's always doing stuff like I am, to try to hold back the hands of time. And he went down there 2.5 years ago, and he told me when he was done with the week session, he felt 35% better than when he got there. That's a lot. And we can take a lot of, we have a pretty high pain threshold where most people would be like, oh my God, my shoulder or my knee or my hip. We'd be like, yeah, it irritates me a little, But he told me after 2.5 years, because it doesn't like they last forever, nothing does. He said he still feels 15% better than when he got there. So that's a big deal to me. So it's funny because I just had both my knees, I had them MRI'd, so they can see everything. Yeah. And my applied kinesiologist, who's also my chiropractor, he knows my body better than anybody. I actually flew him in to 8 pay-per-views and Ready to Rumble because I couldn't. I was so beat up that I could barely walk, And he put Humpty Dumpty back together again, for the last 25 years. And I was over to see him, and I brought my radiology report. And my left knee's been bothering me a little bit, and my right shoulder, but I can still do everything. It's not like it's pain, it's just irritation. And my knees, he said that I have so many, like at least 3 different torn muscles in both of them, that it shows on the MRI. On the right, I'm not even aware of it. And on the left, it's a little inconvenient, but because I do DDPY 6 days a week, and I even do part for my knees and back every single day, multiple times, because it keeps me, it's kind of like oil for the tin man and woman. And if you keep doing it, you'll stay ahead of it. Like I got friends of mine, and I won't say who they are because some of them are still wrestling, cannot reach their arms over this. Just can't. And what's going to happen for that when they finally get to it? They're going to have total shoulder reconstruction like you do for a knee or a hip. But a knee or a hip is easy because it just does this. This does this and this and this and this, and you can never lift weights again. Because if you do, like Marcus Bagwell, who's one of my good buddies, he had to have it taken out and redone.
Ouch.
So, like,
like, you're an incredible man, like, you know, iconic in the sport and entertainment world, you know, one of the greatest motivational speakers of all time. You know, iconic in our world. We were lucky enough to see you come to Cork many years ago for a great show at Cypress Avenue. How was the daily life of DDP?
You know, let me show you. I'm going to show you what this is the war. This is, I mean, hold on, I'm going to get wires all over the place. This is the war room here. You know, this is where a lot of business gets done, a lot of, you know, the stem cells put in. The first thing they're going to put you in after they do that, put you in a hyperbaric chamber. Like, it's healing at a different level. And I got that from my original one I got from New York, which was like 12 PSI, which means it's like being 30 feet below sea level. And it takes 12 PSI before it's not just oxidizing your blood. You've heard of antioxidants, right? Eat antioxidants. That ain't shit compared to that. Because it's not just oxidizing your blood here. When it gets to 12 PSI, well, then you break the blood-brain barrier. So now oxygen's going to your brain. At 15 PSI, which the white one I just showed you was, that is about 40 feet below sea level. So it's pressurizing the cabin. That's why all the belt buckles are there, so it can handle the pressure. And it's sending in pure oxygen, which I'm breathing in. So I'm breathing in solid oxygen, and it takes 15 minutes to go down. And when it gets there, then I just stay there. And I've got my phone sealed up, I've got my iPad sealed up, and I work. And that's the first thing I do in the morning. I get rid of my texts, I get rid of my emails. Then I'll go on to, I might do, there's a game called Luminosity. It's all for your brain. You know, because as we age, the most important thing of everything is this. And when Chris Benoit died, his dad gave his brain to Chris Nowinski. And Chris is all about, I gave him my brain too. Chris Benoit had the brain of an 87-year-old Alzheimer patient.
Amazing.
Okay? Now, to show you what hyperbaric chambers do, remember when Daniel Bryan won the world title? He was on top of the world, the most over-professional wrestler in the world. And then they had to send him out to pasture because of too many concussions, right?
Yeah.
How do you think he got back in that ring? They didn't just go, okay. Like, his brain had to look a lot better. So every morning, every night, hyperbaric chamber. That's what, and as soon as I got to WrestleMania, that whenever I came, I mean, there were years ago where he came back, where Daniel Bryan came back, I went right to him. It was my first stop. So you got to be able to get back in the ring, bro. I'm happy for you. Hyperbaric chamber, yes or no? He said every morning, every night. So,
wow.
You know, these are the kind of things I'm just way ahead of than the average bear. Like, everybody in the States who has them, whether it's LeBron James, I know Kobe had one at one time, they're 4 PSI. They might even be as high as 7, but you're not going to find 12 unless you know somebody, and you're not going to find 15 unless you're buying it from Austria, like I did.
Yeah, some insight. Some insight. I know Joe and Elizabeth are massive DDP Yoga fans. They've done all the apps, and I know Liz has the Liz quiz on the way. So Liz and Joe, I'm going to fire to you guys. I lost connection there for a second. I am back, thank God. I blame the kids in the house. Guys, straight to you.
Hey, Dal, how are you?
Great. I love the shirt. I love the shirt, Liz.
Thanks a million. Thanks very much. I do too.
100,000 mark. She got it. I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions about yourself. You're on about, everything you go to what actually motivates you? You've motivated so many people to do, change their life for all the better. What motivates you to do what you do?
I just think it's just part of who I am. It's like part of my DNA. What I've learned more than anything now, did you guys see the movie Richard Jewell or the I, Tanya? I'm talking about an actor who's in it. His name is Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah.
He's actually going to be the third spot in Cruella, which he played at my house. It's Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, Paul Walter Hauser. Number 3 on the card. And I just helped him lose 40 pounds while he came to my house for 7 weeks to go to do a role he's doing in New Orleans. He's playing a serial killer. And I literally just got off the phone before I got on with you guys. And we talk about, because he wants to lose 100 pounds, but he can't right now because of the role he's doing. But eventually, 4 more months from now, that role will be done. It's a series they're going to do for Apple TV. So, but he, gets that same emotional gravity. And so once a week, we weigh him in. Once a week, we just talk. And he's a really good buddy of mine today. But it didn't start like that. We were just acquaintances, fans of each other. And when I watch people, like when he first came in, he had to do a sequence of things for me to help him. Mm-hmm. Example, yesterday on Twitter, Kurt Angle put up a picture of a friend of his named Rulon, who won the Olympics heavyweight division in 2000 at wrestling. He won the gold. I know Rulon from that. I don't know him, but I know him from that. But I also know him from Biggest Loser, when he lost like 150 pounds in X amount of months. Those type of shows just want to beat people up and get crazy effects and people going through sick drama. That's not what I do.
Yeah.
So I want to help people make changes that not only just change their life, but teach them how to own their life. So I Kurt Angle went on Twitter and asked if I'd help him. I guess he lost my number or whatever, but he put that on Twitter, so everybody floods me with it. So Kurt and I get on the texting with each other, and I was saying, I really like you to talk to me first, because if I'm going to do an intervention with a dude, got to come from him. I don't know this guy. Like, I'm not going to say, I need to help you. It's like, for Kurt to actually put that out there meant a lot, and this guy, I'm a fan of his. So I want to help him, but I've developed a thing I call the list. And I developed this list. Remember Arthur's video, the disabled veteran? Everyone's seen that. I would get flooded with, people would find my direct message or email or whatever the hell they would find. I would get flooded with letters from people, these long, texts about how everything in the world is negative in their life and they need me to help them. And if I would help them, and by the end of it, they're telling me, but you won't help me anyway. And, blah, 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 I don't know why I took the time to write this. It affected me. So I started to think, here's what I'm going to do for those people who didn't have any money and couldn't afford it. I would send them the list. It's a bunch of shit to do. Take your pictures, 6 different pictures, do the measurements, write your why, write your goals, write your, list out SmackDown, my goal setting system, watch, I was Marlon trying to get in, watch, my different lectures I've done, like Living Life at 90%, read my book, Positively Unstoppable, go and watch Resurrection, Relentless, Food Inc., Genetic. It's a lot of shit. You finish it, and I told people way back then, it wasn't as much stuff. I say, you do all of this, and then hit me back, and I'll give you the program. like 3% of the people actually did it. And I know 2 of them because they still do it. And I gave it to them because I really wanted to see if they would put that work in. So now, if I'm working with this example, like with Rulon, I'll talk to Kurt about this tonight. It's like, if he does the whole list, I absolutely will. And I've already got a plan for him and what to do and how to do it. And I would probably bring him to stay with me for like 2 weeks. And then I'd bring 2 guys who both lost ridiculous weight in a short time. One's a DA down outside of Dallas, Texas, and the other lives in Missouri. One guy lost 243 pounds. The other guy lost 401 pounds in 22 months. You know, it's like, and it's you have to completely change who the fuck you are, because you can't be that guy anymore. Or it's, you know, I'm not doing this unless you put the work in. So when you ask me what motivates me, when I see people, you know, putting the work in, I ended up getting in touch with so many of them, you wouldn't believe it. And a lot of them, you know, if I really see they just need that accountability, I let them send me what they eat. Yeah. And if they keep eating the shit, then I just go, okay, I can't do this anymore. And then, oh, I promise, oh yeah. And it can't, because the scale don't lie, you know? So, you know, we have that site, and I know you guys probably know about it, Jerry and Liz. We have that site, DDP Yoga, one word, on Facebook. Like, that's amazing. Like, what motivates me is getting on that page and reading what people write.
Yeah.
And when you watch people's stories, man, like on the app, we've got Motivational Monday. We've got every Tuesday's a new workout. Every Wednesday is a new cooking show. Every Thursday is tip of the week. Every Friday's Fabulous Fridays. And I take it off that Facebook site. I just read what people write, you know, or show a video of what they showed. And they're so powerful. And it's everything from, you know, addiction, from booze to food, to weight, to mindset, to just people having the guts. There was a woman a couple weeks ago named Melissa who took a picture of herself in her underwear. Looked like a bathing suit, but it was her underwear. And her stomach was way out. And she writes, I had to call and ask my mom for permission to put a picture of me in my underwear. And she said, go for it. She was 250 pounds. I mean, it took guts to put that picture out there. And then 2 months later, she's down 38 pounds. And then she lists how: no wheat, dairy, sugar. I mean, all the shit that fucks our body up, she took out to change shit. I guarantee you someone like Rulon is eating whatever the fuck he wants. And that's why he's in the position he's in. There's a quote that my girl Paige sent me, and I pull it up all the time. I don't have it enough. I don't have it down enough just to do it off the top of my head, but eventually I will, because repetition's the mother of learning. And the more I do it, the more I talk about it, the easier it becomes a part of you. That's why I tell people all the time, repetition is the mother of learning. And she sent me this. She said, no one wants to tell you why discipline is so important. Discipline is the strongest form of self-love. It's ignoring current pleasures for bigger rewards to come. It's loving yourself enough to give yourself everything you ever wanted. Now, I discipline myself all the time. You know, other times I do whatever the fuck I want, you know, and I sometimes not pay for that, you know, but I always keep myself at this bar. So I don't ask anybody to do anything that I don't do. So every single thing that I tell people to do, I do. So a roundabout way, of answering your question, Jerry, is that I'm completely motivated by watching the people who do my program. And I knew this was going to be bigger than my wrestling career. I knew it 12 years ago, and we hadn't taken off yet. You know, it took 8 years to become an overnight success. And over the last 9, I guess now it's May. Yeah. So over the last 9 years, we exploded, and it just continues to grow. And, you know, I just continue to reinvest back into the company, and I'm building a beautiful retreat home in Panama City Beach, which is on the west coast of Florida, but the house is right on the beach. And the first 3 floors, I'll rent out during the summer and stuff like that. But during, not the summertime, because it's so hot down there, I'm going to do retreats all the time. Like I'm doing one in Mexico in July. That's the last one I'll do there. The rest of the time, I'm going to do small, intimate retreats, probably 12 to 15 people, probably about 10 or 12 times a year in Panama City Beach, right on the beach. And I built this place. It's going to be amazing.
Here we are.
You'll be able to sign up and be able to come. It's going to be super amazing. I'm super excited about it. You know, we'll do things we'll work out daily. There'll be an option for people to get some one-on-one stuff as well. We'll start off with, you know, like a cocktail party to start people off. Whoever wants cocktails, if they're not drinking, they, you know, of course they can have, you know, non-alcoholic beverages. And we'll show hors d'oeuvres that we'll serve that will all be super healthy. And then every morning we'll have breakfast for it. And then we'll have one, maybe twice, where we'll do like a meal where we'll cook with people. And because we have a 4th floor, and the 4th floor is a tricked out penthouse that's all glassed out. It's all on, you know, the architect's drawing board right now, but I am so excited about it because we're going to spend, you know, most of the time in Florida at that point. And, you know, we'll have times where we have nobody there in this ridiculously big joint, but we're just going to be on the top floor because everything's inclusive on that. So that's something that I'm super excited about. And, you know, I think people, once they come and they see, you're going to really want to come.
We're going to come. DDP, we have to do the quiz with Liz. This is a big thing that we do with all our guests. So she's got a couple of questions for you. Then we're going to cue you to Matt, and then we'll let you go because we know you're a busy, busy man. But quiz, we're looking forward to this quiz with Liz. It's awesome, so check it out.
Thanks, Dallas. So yeah, it's just something that we're trying out, and it's proved quite popular. So your score to beat was probably Eric Bischoff because he got the very last question wrong. So yeah, he didn't think too much before he answered it. So there's a hint for the last question. So yeah, it's a series of quick fire-ish questions, and I will give 2 options from which you can choose your answer. Okay?
Okay.
Super. Okay, so here we go. Coffee or tea?
Oh, tea.
Entree or dessert?
Entree.
Beef or chicken?
Say that again?
Beef or
Oh,
chicken?
beef or chicken? Chicken.
Like in chicken sausage or chicken pesto pizza?
Chicken pesto pizza.
Excellent, me too. Little bit about the wrestling. Jay Leno or Karl Malone?
Karl Malone.
High flyers or storytellers?
Storytellers.
Cool. Ted DiBiase's laugh or Ric Flair's woo?
Flair. And I love Ted DiBiase. But I got to pick Flair.
Me too. A promo from Jake the Snake or Macho Man Randy Savage?
Wow, that's tough.
Right?
I gotta go with Snake. I think he's the best storyteller ever, but Mott's is right there.
Yeah, for sure. Hall of Fame ceremony or Christmas Day?
Wow. That you just asked me the hardest question ever.
Yes! There is no right answer.
Yeah, I know. To me, they were both. The Hall of Fame ceremony, as you can tell, I put a lot of work into that.
Yes.
It was Christmas Day. You know, they're the same thing to me.
That's a fabulous answer. Fabulous answer. So this one's a two-part question. Which is longer, the entrance ramp of WrestleMania 33 or Diamond Dallas Page counting to 3?
Me counting to 3.
Just for fact, the entrance ramp was 240 feet long.
Yeah, long, really long.
Yeah, and the second part for that one, of which is longer, Undertaker's WrestleMania streak or 10-second push-ups?
Wow, that's cool. I'll take Taker on that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And this is the clincher, the last question, the showstopper. Your career highlight so far: winning the WCW World Heavyweight Championship or appearing on Quiz with Liz?
Oh, wow. Wow. Equal, just like Christmas and because that was really, Arthur was just such an unbelievable journey. Without Arthur, none of this happens.
For sure.
Because, and that's why, I stay in touch with him all the time, and he's human. He falls down too, and I have to pick him back up again and straighten him out, and I would never have been able to get Jake without that video of Arthur. Never would have been able to get Jericho.
No.
Never would have got any of the guys that couldn't see. Chris Jericho. I was actually at WWE my first time back after years of being gone, and when I told them I didn't want to be a color commentator, they hung up on me and didn't call me back for 5 years. And I was just burnt out. I just needed some time down, and I didn't want to be a part of wrestling for a while. And when I came back, it was for the very best of Nitro. And when I was there, after we finished it, and I came to Vegas to do, they were doing a little bit in the back with me and Shawn Michaels and Booker T. And Shawn pulled me aside and he said, Jericho's, no one wants to say this, but he's coming back, and his back is really hurting him. He said, you should maybe give him a call. So then I looked on his Twitter, and he had a bunch of acupunctures in his back, like little needles in his back. So I called him, and it's the first time and only time he's ever answered his phone. And he goes, man, I've been meaning to call you. I'm like, you're so full of shit. He's like, no, really, people, my back's really killing me. I blew it out, with Dancing on the Stars. And it wasn't that. It was all the punishment he did up to that, And he said, everyone's saying I should do, do the stuff with, that the yoga that, God, I can't think of her name right now. What's the world champion, Hall of Famer, Toronto? Tish. I couldn't remember that. That's crazy. Yes, one of the most beautiful women ever to partake in our world. She's amazing. He was saying you should either do Trish's or you should do DDP Yoga. He goes, if I'm doing anybody's, it's going to be your stuff, man. So I've been really thinking about it. I said, stop here. I'm going to send you a video of a disabled veteran I helped. I sent it to him. 5 minutes later, he called me back. He said, I will do whatever you want me to do. Just tell me what to do. And then, 3 months later, he headlined WrestleMania. So, and now 51, son of a bitch is still going because he still does it, and that's what he tells everybody. I mean, I get emails from him all the time where he'll get someone on and say, hey, D, will you set up my friend? They play for this band, or, they're wrestling over here or whatever. And I always take care of all the people who are in our business or even who are entertainers. So, because I know they're out there beating their body up, just traveling. So it's pretty amazing that it's just come this whole full circle of people that I've been able to help that are, that are guys that you guys get to watch and you still get to see. Pretty cool.